I lived, I breathed, falling on me. I felt it breathing inside me, whispering, dancing, ovulating. I never really knew what I wanted to be when I grew up.
The All Seeing Guys podcast is part of Britpod Scene, an independent network of uniquely British podcasts that's always growing. Check out BritpodScene.com or follow Britpod Scene on Twitter to find out more.
I'm welcome.
Oh,
Sit down.
Greg's got his cake on. His rate cake.
Make yourself some tea. MC. In me. CP. QP. To the All Seeing Guys, I'm Causam Greg.
Yeah, I'm obviously Joe.
And this is episode 119.
I'm on it. I got it.
119, yeah,
Keeping
good work.
count.
I had to check my notes.
I'm keeping count.
I had to check my notes, and Joe already knew. Good fucking work, Joe.
Well, thank you, sir. It's nice to be recognised.
119 episodes. So 100 episodes ago, I swear, we put out Modem Love, I think. It was the episode before... Because Jay and Tony joined us for the first time for How to Write a Tune on episode 20.
Yeah.
And we recorded that, and we did it when it was episode 19, so we recorded an episode after that and released it as 19, so that could be 20.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been Modem Love.
I did. I thoroughly enjoyed sitting down with Jay and Tony.
I think it might have been Modem Love.
That was a really good time, man. That was good. It was our first real experience with like sitting down
like
with
4
like
years
other
ago,
podcasters,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was like 4 fucking years ago.
In the shed.
Yeah, it wasn't a shed, man. Yeah, proper like that was like, well, this is like a studio.
Yeah.
It was, man. Like it was.
Hey, it was a legit setup.
Yeah.
Just because it was in a shed doesn't mean shit. It was good.
I still kind of prefer sat around a table, though. Like, I mean, obviously there was a table.
Well, we were still on a table.
Obviously there was a table.
I enjoyed their setup. It was
yeah,
good.
it was good. It was a good setup, man.
Because the great thing was, because obviously the idea of the How to Write a Tune podcast was that it was interview based.
Yeah.
And you sit down there, you do sort of feel like you're there for an interview because they're both there.
There's
either
a
side
screen
of you.
on the wall.
Yeah, but like either side of you and like sort of like, you know, looking right at you. Like you do sort of feel like you're in an interview.
Tony had that big like stack of like mixing equipment next to him and stuff, didn't
they had
he?
so much equipment. It was insane.
So episode 19 was Modem Love.
There you go. That was a good one.
2016.
We did the blind date skit at the end.
2016 that was.
Jesus. You know, it doesn't even feel that long ago.
No, it doesn't, does it?
There's certain
insane.
episodes that we did that stick out, and I think that just makes them feel
I
like
had
they
to
were done.
scroll loads to get to the bottom of that list to see what it was.
It was 100 episodes ago.
Bloody hell, I'd scroll through 100 bloody things. How are you, Joe?
Do you want to try that again?
Yes. How are what? How are you, Joe?
Yeah. Mate, you know what? I'm fantastic.
Oh, good.
I'm top notch. I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
I'm knocking on sunshine. It's good.
It's a Friday night. We had a random interaction this evening for a Friday night.
We did, yeah. We haven't had something like that in a while.
No, you know why though? Because
we're very hostile people.
No, because before we meet on a Friday to do the podcast, while I wait for Joe to finish work, I meet Ed in Surbiton usually for a couple of beers.
You sound like my wife when you say it like that.
Well, you get back a bit later than me. I'm in Surbiton by 5:30.
Yeah,
so I've got an hour to kill, so I meet Ed for a beer before.
Swiss Army Ed.
And this has been the case for for ages. And the last few weeks, Joe's not met us for a beer. I've gone straight to Joe's. But this time, Joe met us for a beer, and because the three of us were together, there was a crazy interaction.
There was.
Whereas
it wasn't like crazy. It wasn't like a typical like Greg story where like someone on the bus like was talking loudly about shitting their someone else's pants.
No.
It was we were sat outside at the Grove. It was we like to sit outside and have a cigarette and have a drink. And we were out there all evening for the time we were there. And these two sort of girls came out, and
Sort of girls.
sort of
It's
girls.
so sort of girls.
They were women. 2 women came out.
Yes.
And they were standing there, and in all honesty, I saw them come out, but I thought they were smoking.
Yeah,
and they were
yeah.
just sort of standing there.
Yeah.
And then one of them asked if we had a spare cigarette, and I gave them a cigarette, and then it just sort of kick-started a conversation.
I remember she asked in a weird way. I remember like clocking it, when she was like, "Do you have a spare cigarette lying around?" I remember I
Yeah,
said
lying
I remember I
around.
said to Ed, and I was like, "Lying around." Let me just check the tape. Oh, here's one.
Yeah, it was
Just rolled beneath me pint. Here you are.
It's you know what? It's been a long time since I've actually had like a conversation with a
random,
stranger.
yeah, and it got weird quick
yeah, very.
because there was
quickly.
2 girls, and then we were chatting to one of them, and then while
It was, Claire and Vicky.
while
were
we
their
were
names.
chatting, Vicky was looking at her phone for like a few minutes, and then she just looked back up and rejoined a conversation, and we were talking about like feet fetishes.
Yeah.
And she was just like, whoa, you talking about feet? She's like, I looked away. You were just meeting each other. I looked away for a second. Like,
Yeah, she said that like some dude had like propositioned her for like a
classic.
1 hour
Fucking-
1 hour photo shoot of like
fucking classic.
new footwear.
Fucking classic.
But they were funny. They were interesting.
Yeah, that was a good interaction. I enjoyed
we
that. Actually.
we bonded over Amsterdam.
Yeah, we talked about loads of random stuff.
we
man.
talked about a lot of
Man,
random shit.
but how long do you
We
reckon
talked about a drum and bass festival.
and then we saw videos and photos they had on their phones. Like, yeah, it definitely, yeah.
Hey, you know, two gals out
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
Friday.
And then they were off up London, and I was sort of like, oh no, fuck that.
Yeah. I work in Wimbledon. Like that's as near as I'm willing to
exactly.
get to London on a Friday. I mean, to be fair, I went out to London last Friday
Well,
to meet my
there you
sister.
go. Yeah,
so
yeah. And then but then we got back to yours, and we went to the newsagent next to yours, and bloody had a weird interaction in there with 2
Yeah.
strangers as well. Well, it was 2 guys in there chatting about the lottery.
yeah,
I just heard them kind of chat. I wasn't really listening.
Man, I think
there
the
was a
man-
joke about winning the lottery, right?
because we were third in line, and the man at the front was like getting numbers, and then
Out
the
of
guy, the guy behind the guy getting served was just sort of like, you know, I'm just gonna peer over your shoulders and see what your numbers are. Like he was apparently the guy buying his lottery ticket was super confident, so he was just like, oh, share your numbers,
Yeah, I heard, yeah.
banter, and then he was just, and then the guy who had his numbers, he was just
And
like,
had like 2 kids with him, didn't he?
did he?
Yeah, he opened the door and got the
Oh,
kids
shit, I
out
didn't
first.
see them.
Yeah.
Fuck, okay, fair enough. But then he was just, the guy who bought the lottery ticket was just like, oh, well, you know, I live at number 34, so, you know, you might see celebrations later. And it was.
And then you were like, oh, I'm going down to number 34.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to 34. And then the other guy, then the guy that we were in front behind was he was just like, oh yeah, let me get a lottery ticket, and
Yeah,
he just started because of the fucking confidence in that other guy.
And he just missed
He just missed it.
He literally just missed.
He missed it by like 2 minutes.
Yeah, just missed it to get in.
And then like
For
the
tonight's
guy,
lottery.
then the shopkeeper was just like, "Do you want one for tomorrow?" And he was like, "Nah, I've already got one for tomorrow."
I'm all sorted.
I'm all sorted.
And then I realised he was buying the exact same as me, like
But then
some
you-
beers and
no,
two crisps.
But then you came in with like the fucking ultimate comment and was just like, "Well, I don't want to boast, but I played the lottery. I won the lottery the other day and got £16."
I'm technically a lottery
Fucking,
winner.
mate, the confidence on your face was amazing. It was so good. You were just like, and it was. I mean, it was obviously a joke, but you said it like with pride.
Yeah.
You were really just like,
yeah.
well, I won £16 the other day.
I'm technically a lottery winner,
Yeah,
actually.
no, you are. There's no technical about it. You are a lottery winner.
And what did he say just after? He did have a snappy comeback. I can't remember if it was though.
He was amusing, yeah.
Oh, man,
he
that-
even said goodnight, lads.
He did say goodnight, lads. Yeah. What a
good.
random
I
Series of events.
I had a funny
from
interaction.
pub to here.
I had a funny interaction in there last night because I went in and got my weekly bottle of whiskey, and there's a geezer that's always
Doing the food shop.
yeah doing the big shop, and there's a geezer that hangs around down there.
Oh, right,
outside,
yeah.
like, outside and inside the shop, like always has a couple of cans, super friendly, like nice guy, always chat with him and that. And he was in there getting drinks or whatever, and he was behind me in the queue, and I just sort of said to the guy, can I get a bottle of Jim Beam? And he got it down, and it was just sort of sat there, and just in the background behind me, I just heard him sort of softly just go like, I'll be over in an hour.
so weird.
really low.
In an hour as well.
Yeah, really, really low. Just, I'll be over in an hour. And then I fucking clocked it when he said it. And not straight away, but I clocked it and I started laughing. He was just like, oh, you heard me. And I was just like, yeah.
Well, he didn't intend for you to hear. It's even weirder.
That's fucking weird, isn't it?
I didn't intend for you to hear me.
And you get all sorts in there. But I remember a fucking time I was in there queuing up for something. The woman in front of me just started grabbing all this licorice. It was a geese drop. I did it as a geese drop. And it was just like, she banged it on the fucking counter and just went, oh, you love licorice.
I remember.
Oh, you love licorice.
Did Ed tell you about the weird interaction he had recently when the guy came into his work?
Oh, I thought you meant the racist.
No.
I think he did. Yeah, was this with the lift maintenance?
So this dude came in and just started chatting to them in the foyer, in like the reception area.
The wizard.
Yeah, well, the magician.
Oh, is it the magician?
And then Ed was like, oh, he kept asking Ed what he did and stuff, and asking loads of questions.
He was inquiring about office space.
And then Ed asked him what he did, and he got out like a puppet of like an emu. And was like, oh, I'm a children's entertainer.
It's Rod Hull.
But then here's what I was thinking, and then Ed was just Ed didn't get that reference.
How is there a 2-year?
The young.
Yeah. What is he? 12.
And Ed asked him his name, and he was like, "Oh, I have no name." And Ed was like, "Right."
You got any ID?
And Ed was like, "This is getting weird."
Have you got a credit card?
Ed actually called security down as backup. And,
you would, wouldn't you?
And the guy was just like, "Oh, let me write you a business card."
Yeah.
And he got his pens out and was like, "Pick a colour." And Ed's like, "Oh, I don't mind." He's like, "No, you need to pick a colour." And Ed was like, "Okay, red."
Pick a colour.
Okay, red. And then he got his bit of paper and he wrote Trevor. And then Ed went, "Oh, so your name's Trevor?" And he looked at Ed and went, "No."
Yeah, that bit really stood out for me.
And I was like, what was the business?
He was just like, no.
And Ed's like, and then he wrote down a list of like 60s films and left. And I was like, so did the business card have any details on it? And he was like, literally, the business card said Trevor, magician, then a list of 60s films.
Mate, this isn't an audition. What the fuck? Jesus.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is
What
great.
an incredible interaction. And Ed tells me in the most like just Ed way. Like it's not like it's an everyday occurrence.
Ed is a natural storyteller.
Oh my God.
He's so fucking good.
So fucking funny, man. What a fucking insane fucking interaction, man.
I love it. But it's weird, isn't it? Like, I mean, I especially with like stuff like geese drops where we used to fucking always have a fair few of them on the go. I realised recently that my attention to my surroundings has fucking plummeted.
Yeah.
Like, and I've only just now, I've done really weird things. Like, so like when I do, I walk to Surbiton every morning to get the train for work. And I'm always on the way, like, it's so fucking routine.
Yeah.
I'll have 2 cigarettes on the way, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, routinely.
And then I'll just be like...
Do you have your set points?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
where's your second cigarette point?
Second cigarette point is past...
Top of the hill.
It's top of the hill past the school.
I knew it.
But
I fucking knew it.
Round as long as I'm round the corner. It's like, I've got to be round the corner.
How is that?
Usually,
I knew on the journey where it would be.
Usually it's that left turning. Sorry, it's just off that bit.
Yeah, just before that.
Yeah. No, the left turning going through where the garages are, like you're cutting through.
Yeah.
That's usually where I spark a second. And
I was imagining it the end of that road.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. But also just on the way, I'm sort of like just scrolling through my phone or like answering whatever WhatsApp's fucking
answering my busy messages.
Yeah. But recently now I've started taking my I've been charging up my iPod and listening to music in the morning.
Right.
And I get there quicker. I realise looking at my phone on the way there is like I don't realise that I slow down to like concentrate on the phone. Like, and so I'm taking the music, but now obviously I don't hear anything when I'm going past. Even though I'm like zoned out on my phone, I can still hear fucking conversations that are going on past me. But now obviously I've got my headphones in and on the fucking journey as well. What was that? What the absolute fuck was that?
That was me getting a text.
What, in your fucking...
Well, they're linked, aren't they?
Oh, of course. That was amazing.
It's near it. It's incredible, man. When I write in my notes, they appear on the screen. If I'm near my laptop, they appear on the screen. Notes opens and it starts appearing. But if it detects it when I'm near. It's crazy.
Weird.
The future, mate.
There you go.
So that was a text from Lizzie.
No, that's all right. Hi, Lizzie.
Do you see what it says?
Yeah, whatever.
Hi, Smelly. Sorry for not responding earlier. It's been a very hectic day. I'm shattered, as is Indiana. Just got back in. Dad dropped us to the buggy still at Mum and Dad's.
Nice.
How was your day? Typical Joe. Oh, yes, I told about the interaction we had at the pub.
Ah, there we go. Yes. What can I say?
Dad, Paul, I mean, I would always walk with headphones.
But then, like,
I knew I like Fridays because Fridays I know I'm usually meeting you in the evening. And I know I'm coming here, so I don't drive to work, and I really enjoy getting the two buses. And having my headphones on.
But then
I like
But
it.
you still manage to grab like geese drops and shit. I
haven't. My list is getting pretty thin.
Mate, I barely get geese drops anymore. I feel like everyone's got so like fucking non-disclosed. I mean, I heard a girl today talking about how she was going to quit her job. That was kind of amusing.
I like my list is quite thin.
I've literally. I mean, we might as well just fucking segue into geese dropping, right?
Yeah, well, I think we'll do
Greg,
there,
what is
aren't we?
geese dropping?
When we hear overheard snippets from either us. Oh, I can't say it. Geese dropping, hearing overheard snippets from strangers. We just hear shit, listen to what people say without any context. Having a listen. Did you have one you're about to go into?
I did, yeah. I remembered it as well off my head because it was really fucking. I can't remember where I heard it, but I remembered looking
Off
in
my head?
looking in my notes. And it's just the one. It's the sort of fucking geese drop where you hear it and you just remember it. It was two guys having a conversation, and I overheard one say to the other, "She's 15. She don't look 15."
Dangerous geese drop.
I think it was Prince Andrew in Woking.
Leaving Pizza Hut.
Leaving Pizza Hut. I was there that night, but we'll get into that maybe. Who knows?
So I heard. I've only got a couple of geese drops. I passed like 4 kids walked past me on the way to the shop.
I think that's the issue. I think kids.
And when I say
I don't want to sound like a paedophile, but I feel like kids are the answer to geese
when I
drops,
say kids,
because they've got no fucking volume.
No. I'd say when I mean kids, I mean like it was like during school time. They were in their own clothes, but had backpacks, maybe sixth form or college or something.
Yeah.
Well, they walked past, and I heard one of them say to the other, "Ha ha! You look like You look like the Jesus guy from TikTok."
Jesus Christ.
Guy.
I don't get that. I don't get that reference. I don't know.
TikTok's the social media
I know
channel.
what TikTok is, but I don't use it.
No, I don't know who it is either. But
I'm assuming it's like a new Vine.
Yeah. But just saying, like, you know, you look like the Jesus guy from TikTok. You know, maybe I need to look up that Jesus guy at some point. I heard some guy. I heard a couple in the Grove actually the other week be like, I overheard them sat at a table. One of them just go, a couple of doors down was a Prince of Wales. It was brilliant.
The Prince of Wales.
A couple of doors down was the Prince of Wales. It was brilliant.
Charles? Was it Charles?
No, well, it was called the Prince of Wales. The Prince of Wales is Charles, isn't it?
Oh, the pub. Is it a pub?
There's loads of pubs called that. And that could be, there's the one in Wimbledon, isn't there?
Multi-pubs. Oh, yeah, there is actually. Yeah.
There's the Prince of Wales in Wimbledon.
Multi-pubs.
But there's loads of pubs called fucking Prince of Wales.
Yeah, of course there is, mate.
Of
course there is.
I was trying to find, because I saw the other day fucking Sam sent us one, but for the first time in ages, but he just sent us like one.
Oh no, it was good.
Yeah, no.
It was good. Have you got the recording?
I'm trying to find it.
Oh, it was so fucking good.
I'm trying. Oh, here we go. Right, I'm just gonna hold the phone up for this.
Our roaming reporter up north. Northern geese drops.
Good geese drop from a woman in Huddersfield that went, "I only like white, I won't take black." So the question is, chess player or racist prostitute?
But we said coffee,
so
right?
let's play the game.
We said coffee, right?
I suggested, or I think there was a general thought that she maybe was suggesting that she took her coffee with milk and not with black cock in it.
With black. I'll have a latte, please. One black cock.
Hold the cock.
Hold my cock.
Hold my cock whilst I
please.
drink this latte.
Imagine walking in. Imagine that. Imagine if you had a weird type of Tourette's where you couldn't help it. That was your opening line to any interaction ever.
Hello, hold my cock.
No, not even hello. Your first.
Hold my cock.
Literally, the first thing you would say would be "hold my cock." You couldn't help it.
It was just hold my cock. Sorry.
But every time you meet someone for the first time, you're walking into a job interview. Hold my cock. Hi, Steve. Nice to meet you. Like
in court.
Like, please
Do you
rise, Joe
swear to
Jackson.
tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Hold my cock.
Hold my cock. Yes, how
you've
can I-
just sworn on a Bible.
walking in boots. Can I help you? Hold my cock.
Hold my cock.
No, I'm fine. I'm just here for anal, so I know where it is.
Eventually, a girl might turn around and be like, "Yeah, go on then.
Oh, okay. Okay, is it medical? Yes. Hold my cock.
Will this save your life?" I've never had. This has never got this far. This has never got this far. I'm freaking out in all honesty.
Before we went into geese shopping, we were having a little catch up.
You were?
I actually did have a couple of points I was going to bring up.
Oh, my
actually.
apologies.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. It's fine.
Please carry on, Greg.
I recently did the Fulham 10K with Gary.
Yes, you did.
It's been
How'd that
a
go?
while since I've done 10K, since the last Adidas run. It was all right. It was okay, actually. It was all right.
Brand drop.
It was okay. Brand drop. It sounds like a fart, doesn't it? Brand drop.
Brand drop.
It was actually pretty good. It was all right, actually. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but it actually was okay.
Yeah.
Just took my time. I like that one because you run around Stamford Bridge.
What, the Chelsea venue?
Yeah, you run around Stamford Bridge. I like that run. It's a good route, and it's through the towns all closed off, and the supports are always like, woo, people always out, like, and you run just like down streets of houses. It's weird, man. I like it. It's a cool route. But no, actually, it was okay.
It's still fairly like residential around there.
Very,
isn't it?
mate. There was a dude.
But I mean, it
literally-
always is when there's like like stadiums. I mean, like
Yeah.
the old like where Arsenal Highbury.
Yeah.
Highbury was literally like, and even like fucking Liverpool, Manchester. They're all
yeah.
still like areas where they basically just built houses around them.
Mate, there was like, I saw so many people in their dressing gowns, but there was literally some dude in like a big dressing gown, slippers, or a cup of coffee and a fag, just stood outside his house, be like, "Go on, yeah, go on, son, you got it, go on," like. And afterwards, Gary's like, "You see the guy in the dressing gown?" And we saw a lot of guys in dressing gowns, but I knew instantly.
You knew the one he was on
'cause
about.
It was just a perfect combo, the light brown, almost Chewbacca-esque looking fucking dressing gown.
Did he look like Big Lebowski?
And then fucking his fucking like slippers.
We
Just
want the money, Lebowski.
matching brown slippers. It was good. It was good. It was a good time actually. We've signed up for another one in April or March.
Did you? Did you do it in good time?
No, not really. I did it in 1 hour 6 minutes.
Mate, 10k in that time is not too bad though.
No, but
I know you used to do 10k in your fucking stride.
yeah,
but, like,
yeah. So I've used to do like 50 minutes. Fucking. I think the last.
Oh no,
I think
you're 10 minutes late.
I think the last one I did was the last Adidas one I did was like an hour, and that was like a year.
Greg,
ago.
I can't even run 10 meters. So just
You'll
fucking...
be surprised.
Mate, no, don't even, because when you were big on your running, I tried to do a run and I made it all the way to the end of Tolworth Park Road, and then my fucking body caved in. You know when you get that like mouthful of sweat, but it's like not sweat, but like saliva, but it's like really wet saliva.
So
And
go slow.
I was.
Run a lamppost, walk a lamppost. In length.
Nah.
Run a length for a lamppost.
I might just
walk a length for a
start doing
lamppost.
back and I mean for the small amount of time that I'm left here, I might just run Tolworth Park Road back and forth.
You're
I'll
up
be
and
like,
down.
yeah, that's enough.
Just up and down. Oh, that was it. Oh, yes.
I'm getting
Fish and chips now.
Getting in. This is the legit thing. Getting in shape in January.
Are you?
Well, not in shape, but I'm going to stop eating crisps.
Oh, really? What? Really? Is this a resolution you got?
Well, it was more of like a realization of like me and Lucy. Really, it was just like we just really like cheese and crisps,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
good.
just like, well, let's just enjoy that for the rest of the year, and then we'll sort it out in the new year.
I love cheese and crisps.
I love cheese and crisps, but it's just like it is the majority of the things that we eat when we are together, and it's like, yeah, and don't get me wrong, I fucking love it, love cheese. Lucy's opened me up to a lot of cheeses that I would never have considered.
Yeah. Okay.
I've
Connoisseur.
I wouldn't say connoisseur, but like it's broadened my horizon.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. We've got usually a fair selection of cheeses.
Yeah, I like just like brie. Didn't like
Yeah.
it before because it was a bit squidgy.
Oh, I like
now,
brie.
it's all right.
Yeah, brie's nice,
A bit
man.
earthy. I like it.
Yeah,
you
brie's
know?
good. Brie's
Had
good.
a smoked mozzarella the other day.
Oh, very
Not
nice.
the other day. That was a few months back in all
Wow.
honesty. But
Okay.
I
Irrelevant.
thoroughly recommend it.
Nice. Okay. Ah.
This is a cheese episode.
This is what we do, like a cheese. Straight randomly, I don't know how. Well, I do know how this happened. I've been on YouTube recently when my mate Lee was around.
Lee,
Lee
our
George.
roaming reporter of London.
Lee's George.
Lee's George.
And,
You know Lee's George.
You know Lee's George. And I was telling him,
George.
And I was telling
Lee's
him
George.
about how we went to Chisholm Adventures recently.
Oh yeah.
And how the bubble works is now the Gruffalo ride.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? And we're trying to explain it to him. I was like, I'm sure it'll be on YouTube. And I went on YouTube and I found a really good like HD point of view ride of the Gruffalo
Oh,
ride.
there's loads of those now, isn't there?
And Lee was just like, oh man, I remember that bit being this, like, you know, remembering its bubble works. And Indiana just stood like right by the TV, just mesmerised, like, oh, the boat, the Gruffalo ride, boat. And we're just, as if she was on the ride, just stood in front of the TV. Anyway, because I watched that one video, my YouTube algorithm is now just like, I've now got a whole separate category in my list of stuff for amusement rides.
Yeah.
Like, but within that, I've started randomly, I kept seeing them pop up on my suggested. It's worked, and I've started watching these little weird 5-10 minute, like, kind of badly put together audio documentaries by this one dude who just does like history of like abandoned theme parks.
Oh, that's interesting shit though.
So I watched like I've been watching like the English ones because I remember being in a theme park as a kid.
Yeah.
And I got a feeling it must have been when I was at the Lake District because I remember like my cousins and that were there and that's where we used to go to Lake District. And I remember being in some theme park with like a castle, maybe a dragon, and some knights. And I was trying to remember what the fuck it was. Anyway, I found what made me watch this was because it was like the story behind Camelot. And I was like,
Oh, no
Camelot?
way.
Fuck, was that a theme park? And every one of these episodes starts with the original TV trailer for the park opening, or just like an advert for the park.
Oh, really?
And it was like Camelot,
Coming
fun
soon.
days and fun nights, and even funner days, but nights spelt with a K, like nights.
Cheeky bastards.
Yeah, I watched that one. I watched the Pleasure Island one. There was one for like hotels, and there was one for like pontins. Like near here,
wow.
Like, I think
Yeah.
it's one I used to go to, and like they went in there with a camera and just explored the abandoned park, went into like the swimming pool and stuff.
Pontins. For people that like shitter buttlins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or sex weekends, isn't it?
sex
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like people I used to work with.
I didn't realise Pontins was such a swinging location.
Mate, this guy I used to work with was like, oh yeah, no, I'm booking a week off because every year, this time of year, me and my mates go to Pontins. And I remember being like, you're going to Pontins with your mates? And he's
Are
like,
you
yeah.
serious?
And he's like, yeah, because every time this time of year, it's the over 50s singles night.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
he's just like, and they just want to fuck. he's like, it's why they're there. like they just want to fuck. And he's like, we go down, like 8 of us, just like fucking. And they must have been about
What,
fucking,
just lay waste?
they must have been about 18, 19. And he's like, all fucking hench though, shit. Maybe 20. But then they would go down there, and he's like, we'll just get fucked up on like tins, and just fuck all these women. and then for like 5 days, like, and then like just come
Well,
home.
they're just banging a load of ropey 50-year-olds.
Yeah. He
That's
just-
not... I can't believe he confessed to that.
I don't know. I was like, wow, it's amazing. I was like, that's crazy, man. It's like a harvest of like, you know, it's time for the harvest.
Harvest of the world.
It's time for harvest of the womb. Let's go.
Oh, there's no womb.
No, well,
Let's fucking face it.
wow, that's fuck yeah, but man, that stuck with me.
That thing is a
It's
cave.
insane. I remember another mate of mine, like all these random places to get laid. So bizarre. I remember another mate of mine was like, he started going to church, and he was the most unreligious guy in the fucking world.
Yeah.
And he was like, why have you started going to church on a Sunday? And he's like, mate, I get so much fucking sex from the church.
What?
And I'm like, what? And he's like, the girls there who are all like religious stuff, they just want to fuck. He's like, you just hang out with them and you just have, I'm having sex with like 3 women down from the church. And then he started taking his mates, and at one point there was like 12 fucking mates. Like just like in like their skate gear, like dressed like dressed like skater kids, like we used to.
That's amazing.
Just like going to church.
Just an untapped resource.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently, got laid loads.
Wow.
It was quite. I remember it was.
I wish I'd known.
I never went, but yeah, apparently it was great.
I was too scared of learning about religion.
Well, there you go. Oh, you should have gone to fucking church to
And I was like,
have sex.
I was too scared. No, genuinely, the idea of going to a church terrified me in case
Me
I
too.
started believing in that shit.
Oh, wow, okay.
That was the reason I didn't like going. It was just like,
Right.
what if they get me?
No, it's
And I
scary.
was like, nope.
No, it's scary. I think I'm mentally strong enough to not be got.
Well, yeah, now I think that, but when
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like 14,
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I was a kid at one point, they did have me briefly.
I went to a Catholic school. Like,
I went to Sunday school. Like, you know, they
It's not a competition.
They,
Greg.
no, I'm saying they did briefly get me. Although, you know, Sunday school
They
wasn't
briefly got me.
Sunday school wasn't that good for me because I literally
The
because
Confessions of Greg Armstrong.
I was always like naughty and shit. Like,
Greg, why don't you show us on the doll where they touched you?
well, I don't know. I'd literally get dropped off. Mum and Dad would leave, and they were like, "Bye, Mum
don't
and
know what
Dad."
that
Mum
means.
and Dad would leave, and then they would be like, "Right, you know what to do." And I'm like, "Yes, I know."
On your
And
knees.
I would go stand in the corner with my nose against the wall, and I'd be there for the entire like 2-hour session at Sunday school.
Is that because you asked too many questions?
Yeah, and then they'd bring me back for like prayer, and that's when Mum and Dad would pick me up. Like, and I would tell Mum and Dad. It was like weird, man. Like, it never changed. And I remember once they let me out from standing in the corner, and we had to draw Jesus' house.
Were you making up the numbers for a group activity?
we had to draw Jesus' house, and I drew like my house, not like saying I was Jesus, but I drew like a house that looked like mine.
Yeah.
like with like the roofs that we have, normal roofs. And they came over, and I think my dad was fixing. I drew someone fixing the car at the front, and I was waving through the window. You know, she came over and was just like, "Oh, this isn't Jesus' house. Jesus didn't have roofs like that." And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm just drawing a house. Jesus could live in my house if he wanted." Like, she's just like, "No, that wasn't. We asked you to draw Jesus' house." Back in the corner.
sorry.
And I remember the whole thing was, we gave you one more chance, Greg. We gave you one more chance. And what happens? and what happens? You draw a house. We let you out the corner, and you're so out of control, you drew a house with an actual roof. Getting back in the corner, and I was back in the corner.
Wow. Damn. I mean, but like, Jesus didn't even have a house. At what point in the Bible is there a fucking verse about Jesus'
Well,
house?
he obviously he grew up with Mary and Joseph.
He was a
didn't
wanderer.
He grew up with Mary and Joseph.
He roamed.
No,
He was a free soul. I think. I don't know.
that's what I like about Kevin Smith's Dogma. I like the whole bit where Chris Rock, who's the apostle, was just like,
Oh, yeah.
Jesus' brothers
The
and
13th
sisters, and they're
the
like
13th apostle.
Yeah, and then he's like, Jesus didn't have brother and sister. He's like, of course he did. You know, he grew up with Mary and Joseph. Like, yeah, she fell pregnant without knowing a man's touch with Jesus, but they were married. Of course, they got down afterwards. Like, they had kids. He had brothers and sisters. Like, it's just weird. It was a good spin on the
It's
story.
such a great like observation of a religion.
Yeah, yeah.
And it really does this sort of like, I don't know. It's. I mean, I know he was brought up sort of religious, so he had plenty of time.
That was
to really...
him almost separating himself from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because he was. I remember listening to him at points, and he was religious.
Because I like this. It's just this whole thing where he's just like, okay, well, we've been told this, but what if?
And you know, it wasn't even that long ago he didn't actually smoke weed.
Yeah. Well, no.
Even though in Jane Silent Bob and stuff, he made it out like he did, but
he was still no. He was. I mean, he smoked weed in like the 90s and shit, but then there was obviously a very big portion of that time where he wasn't, and then it sort of came in again.
He literally hadn't been a proper weed smoker. He'd smoked, but hadn't been a proper weed smoker. He made out like he did during the time of Clerks and stuff, but he didn't. That was all just Silent Bob. He recently, because Joe Rogan talked about it he was talking to somebody in his podcast. And it was
Isn't it apparently the record for the longest episode is with Kevin Smith?
Oh, it didn't surprise me.
It's like 4.5 hours long.
And he was like, it threw me off. I was going to say Joe.
Sorry, man.
Kevin Smith, Joe Rogan,
Smoking pot.
smoking pot. Oh yeah, and he was talking to somebody, not Kevin Smith, but he was talking to someone on his show, and he said to them, "Oh, did you know Kevin Smith before weed?" And he's like, "No," and he's like, "Oh, I did." He's like, "It's crazy." He's like, "I knew Kevin Smith before weed, and he literally went from no weed to full-time weed." Like, he's like, "I've just the transition just from no
And
weed."
that's Rogan saying that.
Yeah, to full-time. He's like, he is full-time weed.
Yeah.
24/7. He's like, I asked him once on the podcast how long it had been since he'd been not stoned, and he was like, there was a time when I had to stay in London. He talked about how Kevin Smith said how hard it was to be sober, and Joe Rogan's like, "Oh man, how long since you've been completely sober?" He literally was going to make it sound like it was months. I was like, "Oh man, it was like I was in London and it was like 3 days." And Rogan's like 3 days.
Like, fuck off. That's a weekend at most. That's a bank holiday weekend.
Crazy, man. Like, yeah, just from like no weed to full weed.
I couldn't tell you the last time I didn't smoke a spliff.
I remember.
That's a worrying thing.
I remember.
Do you know? This is a horrifying fact. Every day for at least 4 years, I have drank. Every day.
So when I lived at home, I think there was 8 years, maybe 6 years. Well, I definitely didn't have like a spliff before going to sleep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mum, if you're listening.
Where you didn't?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Where
you
I
were
didn't.
so basically for 8 years before bed.
Yeah.
Little toke.
And if I didn't have any, guaranteed I got drunk that night. Like I went out.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a weird thing, isn't it?
but I love it, man. Sitting in my big comfy chair and watch fucking Battlestar Galactica. It was great.
Just chill. Just
Because
enjoy
you know,
it.
I didn't stop smoking weed as soon as I met Lizzie for the first year or so. I still would.
Yeah.
But then, then I can't, apart from working with you guys, like then obviously when I moved in with his parents.
Oh yeah, make us sound bad. Yeah, that's
when
right.
I move in with with my in-laws, I'm not gonna keep smoking weed. Like,
Yeah, no. I mean, no. Things change and shit, don't they? You know. I mean, I'm gonna fucking stop doing a lot of shit in the next month or so.
oh yeah, wanking.
Well, yeah. No, I mean that's dramatically dropped since my relationship status changed. So
Really? Oh, interesting.
yeah, there's been a dramatic
Write
decrease.
that down.
I can't give you numbers.
Oh, I know the numbers. Don't worry.
I know the numbers.
Got a pie chart and
What the
everything.
fuck?
I got to do weekly analytics.
But yeah, man. You know, your sort of your situation changes, doesn't it? It's like it's supposed to happen.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's all fun and games and shit, but
Until
like
someone loses an eye.
till someone loses an eye because it's all red from the amount of weed that you're smoking. But man, yeah, it's all right, man. It changes, all right.
Yeah.
I've come to in small doses. I've come to accept change.
Small doses of change.
Small doses. It's the not so popular
A little-
Ozzy Osbourne song. We're going through small doses of changes.
Surbiton was in the news recently.
Was it?
Yeah, good old Surbiton story.
What, did a kid go missing?
No. Good old local story here. You might have seen this if you're a trained man.
I saw Kingston. There was a video going viral of a dinosaur.
Oh yeah, that was in Kingston, wasn't it? Yeah. So this was startled pig hinders water pipe repairs and causes train disruption.
Oh, was that what the fucking problem was?
Yes.
That day was brutal, mate.
Yeah, man.
I got to the station at like 8:20 and the doors were shut. And I was like, fuck. Right? That morning, I nearly had to share a cab with a stranger. I nearly had an anxiety attack at the thought of it. Mate, the idea of sharing a cab with a complete stranger.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be able to just sit there and just not talk. I'd have to say fucking something. I don't want to talk to people at 8:20 in the morning.
I hear you.
Like Ubers were like 70 quid.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad. It was a bad day.
Yeah.
I was
So
on
it
the
actually
I was on the Southwest Trains Twitter that day. Saw a fucking picture of it. Oh, mate, there was a lot of water, man.
Yeah.
But hang on, I've just realised what you said. Startled pig.
So there was a burst water main,
Yeah.
but repairs were halted during it because a startled pig showed up.
Where the fuck are pigs?
So a startled pig confronted engineers as they repaired a burst water main in London before it was coaxed away with a bag of crisps.
Was it Frazzles?
This is BBC News, by the way. This is BBC News. The burst pipe in Lambert Road, Surbiton, damaging a nearby railway equipment, which caused train delays.
Wait, where's Lambert Road?
It's just behind the station, I think, isn't it?
What, Surbiton?
There's a picture here.
I saw the video clip of all the water like pouring out the tracks, and I was trying to figure out where it was because I think it's along that bit that's just after Berryland before you get to Surbiton. There's the high walls, and I think it's along there, but I can't.
I know where
picture
it is. Yeah, it's the top of St Mark's Hill.
Right.
Top of St
Yeah,
Mark's.
yeah.
So you get top of St Mark's Hill, and then there's that road that goes straight down towards like Kingston,
The one
Uni,
towards
that goes
Villiers
towards
Road.
Villiers,
Yeah,
and the one that goes across the bridge to Tolworth. It's there.
No, that's the one-way bridge.
Yeah. It's there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
It's just before there.
Right.
Damage caused by flooding the tracks and the signalling equipment meant limited trains were able to run. Network rail engineers said they had inspected the rail embankment and tracks had been reopened. We were quickly to deal with it, says the Thames Water. We were quickly on site. Blah,
We're
blah,
dealing
blah.
with it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Earlier reports said the animal was acting aggressively. The pet was coached away to make sure both he and our engineers would be safe. So where did the animal come from?
I think the pipe was actually like a long. The high walls I'm talking about.
The animal wasn't particularly angry, aggressive, but startled that we were in his field. Oh, right, they were in his field. Right.
Where's the field? Is that? Do you reckon that's near that? Like the water bit near before Berrylands, like you're going towards Berrylands, and there's that kind of sort of water.
I don't know. I think that's too far. But anyway. Your train was delayed because there was a burst water main and they were delayed fixing it because a startled pig showed up and they coached it away with a packet of crisps.
God damn. As I
Such
said.
a Surbiton... See, crisps are great, Joe.
Again, yeah, no.
Joe's giving up crisps so all the pigs out there
not
can be
giving
coached
up.
away.
I'm just eating considerably less
So they can be
crisps
coached
and
away.
bread. I realise that I eat a lot of bread.
Bread's a hard one to
Yeah,
shake,
but
man.
mate, I can't be having like a bacon roll for like breakfast and
why
then
not?
like a sandwich. I need to either cut out breakfast and have cereal. Cereal. There you go. Bit of milk.
Mm-hmm.
Helps your bones. And then have a sandwich in the fucking lunchtime. No,
Or you do the weird fasting where you don't eat anything till like past midday.
could do. Well, no, this is.
And then you have lunch.
I heard the
and
other
then,
one.
and then you eat, and then you don't eat after 7 or 8.
I heard the other one, which was Rob McKennelly from It's
Rob
Always Sunny, Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Mac.
So when he put on like 50, 60 pounds to play like Fat Mac,
Yeah.
he then obviously got ripped. And the whole key to it was just like a whole diet and shit. But he said like, do not eat food after 7 p.m. And I remember at the end of last year when I was just generally not having a particularly great time, I wasn't really eating anyway. So I did dramatically lose a fair bit of weight. And I was like, oh, he's right. But I don't want to just like...
It's hard for me to do that though. Because by the time we get home
Yeah.
to Indiana, it is 7.
No, I know what you mean. But like, I don't want to starve myself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, would like a slightly less belly. I've always felt like my chest is teetering on being tits.
Right. Okay.
Like it's always like, like a 10p like the 10p machine, and you put a 10p in and you watch that front bit nudge, and it's just like, oh, nearly. That is my chest becoming tits. It's on the edge. It's very much on the edge becoming tits. And I just would like that to not occur.
I got the photos through from that Fulham 10K the other day.
Yeah.
They're horrible, man. Most of them were from near the finish line where I kind of got my phone out. And it's just,
At least your hands not in your fucking trousers.
I look horrendous, man.
Really?
I look terrible. Those are the worst. I'm dying so bad. And the way the t-shirt is like fixated on my gut. Oh, I look horrible, man. I look so horrible.
I find that I'm wearing a lot more darker colours.
Yeah.
I know it's the autumn and shit.
Yeah,
and
of course.
it's the shit.
Me too. That's why we're both dressed like Milk Tray Man.
It's the thing to do. But yeah, man. Just
That's why we're both dressed like the fucking Milk Tray Man, isn't it? Fucking...
I don't think the Milk Tray Man was wearing jeans.
I did have to mention this story. So we know about incest.
Plenty.
But are you
You know
aware?
what? I've been on the Metro website recently a lot, and there is a fuck. You know what they really concentrate on? Paedophiles.
Yes.
They love a paedophile
yeah.
story on there.
But this isn't
A paedophile
Metro.
story.
But it is a bit of a paedophile story. So we know incest. This is. I wrote it down. This is Jedcest.
What?
Self-confessed Jedward superfan
Oh, Jesus
Christian
Christ.
McRury, 39, has been
39.
has been jailed after having sex with 2 14-year-old boys. 14-year-old boys. Apparently, she groomed the 14-year-olds over social media before inviting them over to her home on 2 separate occasions. to get pissed up and watch movies. The first victim was invited upstairs when she showed him some contraception and proceeded to have sex with him. The second, she told to go upstairs for a nap. After a short while, she followed him upstairs, took all his clothes off, and slept with him.
Wow.
Her behaviour before these incidents would suggest she was someone to be worried about, as she had previously posted pictures of the irritating pop duo Jedward when they were just 12 years old, saying they looked hot.
Oh, no.
She also stated in a Facebook status that she needed Jedcest.
That makes me so unhappy.
She pleaded guilty to 2 charges of having sexual intercourse with boys between the age of 13 and 16, both 14 at the time. I've read in the social work report, it's an astonishing account. It's an astonishing report in many ways because you don't express any remorse. There is, in my view, no alternative to a considerable sentence.
Jesus Christ.
2 years.
Oh, it's fucked, isn't it, though? It's still...
But to call it Jedcest, man. I mean, I know it's a horrible story, but she called it Jedcest.
Ugh.
I can't wait to have Jedcest. Not even.
I'm assuming... I mean, I would assume that to be a threesome with the pair.
I imagine so. Yeah.
But also, they're doing a lot of kissing.
Yeah, a lot of kissing.
Jed... What's... Wait, what are their fucking names?
Jedward.
Yeah.
I don't know their names.
I'm assuming one of them's called
Number 1, number 2.
Edward.
Number 1, number 2.
But it wasn't their names a combination of their names?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, Edward maybe. I don't know. Do you remember when they were on Graham Norton? And he read out their tweets because they had really bad grammar or spelling mistakes.
Oh, I thought that was the 2 Irish rowers that won the Olympics.
And one of them, and they put a tweet out being.
I watched. Have you seen the?
Yeah, I watched it here.
Oh,
yeah, it's funny.
Mate, they're my favourite.
And
pull like a dog.
He threw me off my track again.
Mate, there's a bit in that interview where they said to him because they said this in the interview. They say pull like a dog, and they said to us,
"This is not Jedward, by the way. This is Joe talking about completely different guests. The Irish rowers,
the Irish rowers who won silver medal at Olympics."
Yeah.
And they said
proper Irish.
They were just some fella came up to us in the street. He just had his pulled out his arm, and he just had he had tattooed on it, fight pull like a dog, and it's just it's got that for life. And then one of them just goes, "He's probably sitting at home wanking it off right now."
But yeah, when Jedward were on, Graham Norton was you send a lot of tweets, but you make a lot of spelling errors. So you're gonna rip the piss out of them a bit.
Yeah, because they're fucking morons.
And there was a tweet that said one. I can't remember. They said the guy's called Edward, just to get the name. Edward dropped his bowl and burst Cocoa Pops everywhere. And Graham Norton read it out, and they'd written bowels, not bowl. And it was Edward broke his bowels and sprayed Cocoa Pops everywhere. I was oh man, it's fucking ridiculous.
To be fair though, I remember a specific amount of Facebook statuses that I made during my time working in Walton, and Walton had a weekend market. The first weekend of every month there was a market.
Yeah.
And I always would write something on there because slap bang outside our shop would be a hot dog or a burger fucking stall or something like that. And I would always write in there just oh God, the burger stall smells so amazing. But it would be stall sample instead of a stall where they sell products. And the same girl would always just be in capitals, stall, LOL. And I was just I've made it sound like they're selling shit.
Yeah. Classic.
Unfortunate. Always
when
unfortunate.
I first started seeing Lizzie, she pulled up a couple spelling errors on my Facebook. I remember.
This is a concern.
One I'd written, I was teared rather than tired. Oh, I'm so teared. And I remember Lizzie commented, being what, like a cake? And I didn't get what it meant at the time.
Like a cake? I immediately went to crying.
I was I'm
like
teared.
A cake.
And another one where I wrote lever instead of lever or something. I meant to put pull the lever, and I think I wrote later. No, instead of cleaver, I wrote clever or
Clever.
or cleaver.
My meat clever.
I wrote cleaver wrong, and and James from Spanix Love commented on it before Lizzie. I remember she said it to me afterwards, oh, you've done it again, cleaver.
You've mugged yourself right off.
Right off, man. Few times.
Right off.
Back in the days before you could edit fucking statuses after you post them.
That was it. You had to really look at that
You
shit.
had to delete it or live with it, man. And by the time you'd seen it, you didn't have a mobile phone. You'd wait till you got home and checked, or fucking the rare times you
He'd
got
just
you
be
got
there
it
to
on
be
your
like,
phone.
wanker.
By the time you got it, there's so many comments ripping the piss out of you. You can't really delete it anymore because they'll know you deleted it.
Yeah.
Oh, you deleted it, you big ponce.
You tosser.
Yeah, well, I am a tosser.
Well, I mean, Jedward lady, just to go back to our
yeah.
original fucking, I think that's a terrifying element.
Yeah.
One, to be so aroused at Jedward at any age.
Yeah, it's true. Ugh, it's inappropriate behaviour.
It is.
It's just the word Jedcest got me.
Jedcest, yeah.
It just sounded horrific.
It's not good.
Just called it Sex with Jedward, not Jedcest. Oh,
Jedcest.
It sounds like a really horrible festival I never want to go to.
Jedcest sounds is suggestive,
Yeah.
to say the least.
And it's a weird, she went with cest rather than like sex or Jeddy time.
Just terrible.
Like,
Terrible.
Wait with cest.
Terrible, Tom.
Like-
Terrible time.
Yeah, bizarre, man. Good luck to you, I guess, in your 2 years in prison. And I'm sure you enjoy Jedward when you get out. And I wish you all the best with Jedward. But we're going to go for a walk or something, can't we, for the end of this episode?
Yeah, we're gonna. We did it previously and ran into a load of bugs, but the season has changed, and Greg and Joe are gonna go and take a little drunken wander around the block.
Yeah, take the mic, do a bit of drunken wander. We won't obviously rejoin after we've been outside, so I'll say it now. I'm gonna play the track with me and Rob from
Oh yeah, absolutely.
AnyWhoMusic.
Absolutely
we
play
played
it.
on here before. We played one of her instrumentals. She sent me a track for like dice rollers to use, and I ended up doing it. Me and Rob. There was a Joe sample in there actually, and I ended up. Me and Rob did a track. My
Listen
mate,
carefully.
Devour Ballads. Fuck.
Devour Ballads.
Devour Ballads. So we actually played their track in here a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah.
Me and him, Jed jumped on this track. AnyWhoMusic had made, and we fucking in the space of like a week as well.
His
Real
album's
quick.
finally out, is it?
I think it'd be out very soon. But I've heard it. It's very good.
Yeah, it's
very
great.
Good. Keep
Great
an eye out
music.
for it. But yeah, no, his voice is really good in this track, and fucking, the fact that fucking AnyWhoMusic made it for us, and it was fucking very different.
I always remember, when Rob did that, he did that open mic at the Cricketers.
the
I always
Cricketers.
remember Randy saying how
him.
much he fucking loved it.
Yeah, loved
Said he
it.
really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, really.
And that
good.
made me really gutted that I missed that fucking evening.
Andy fucking did love it. But yeah, we did a track, man. So me and Rob, man, it was the first time we've done track together in fucking years. 'Cause
Absolutely.
I used to
check
play in
this
the
out.
band with Rob, so it'd been fucking years since we'd worked on a track together, and it was all weird. It was all over it was all over emails and WhatsApp and Dropbox.
Yeah.
Like
Recording times have changed.
here's my bit. I've recorded it. Great. Okay, means we've got the whole thing done in a week. Like
Yeah.
literally, I wrote my. This is like the worst Craig David song in the world. I wrote my lyrics on Thursday. I recorded them here, like quickly in one take on Friday.
Wrote my lyrics on Thursday. Very quickly recorded them on Friday.
And then by the first day of that week, I had the first
You're right.
draft.
That is the worst David Gray
I
song.
had
David
I
Gray.
had the first draft of the track, and then Friday we put it out.
Done.
Like,
Quick turnaround, mate.
yeah, man, really good turnaround.
I like it. I like it. I
So,
really
yeah, so
like
we're
it.
getting into the song. It's called "A World Away" by AnyWhoMusic, Devour Ballads, and Dice Rollers from the Furian.
Mate, fucking own it. Don't put dice rollers in there. It's you.
But it was so ridiculous.
It's you.
When I did the artwork, it was just like, Nefurian, that looks weird. Nefurian from Dice Rollers, that's just shit. So it just looked better just being Dice Rollers.
Just in case people need to know who Nefurian
Yeah,
is.
just-
Fucking put it out as Nefurian, mate. Own it. Fucking own it.
Well, I think we're going to do a couple more tracks, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, enjoy this track. And then we'll cut to Greg and Joe having a bit of a wonder, apparently.
So for now, toodaloo, motherfucker.
Suck it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Right,
Well, here we are. Once again,
the journey begins.
patrolling the streets.
We're touring on the streets of Surbiton / Tolworth.
I always look forward to our whenever we go walking anywhere. You usually have a story about the general area.
Do I have a story around here? Probably not one I've already told.
Well, you said to me that Men Behaving Badly was filmed down this road.
Well, the outside of the house was
Yeah,
the shots.
that's what I meant,
So yeah.
yeah.
So they don't know, they weren't there. But the outside shots were filmed there.
But I remember watching
It's still, yeah.
The early season with Harry Enfield is on Netflix.
Yes.
And I remember watching it, and there is a particular episode where they are outside a house, and I was like, that does look like the houses of Tolworth, or like Ellerton Road. But
There's a film, The Good Life is filmed around here as well.
yeah, because that's all based in Surbiton.
The exterior shots were done there.
The good life.
Yeah.
Come to Surbiton, grow your own veg.
And there was Harry Potter at Surbiton Station, right?
Yeah, that
Like-
was a surprise.
I think we were Spring Grove is. I swear that was a scene in the Long Good Friday.
Bob
I
Hoskins.
could be wrong. Yeah, Bob Hoskin. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Look at all this movie trivia you're popping out.
Oh, you know, there was a house in Surbiton that they used for Queen, for Freddie Mercury's house in Kensington.
Yeah, I heard about that. They filmed that down the road as well.
Yeah, and that had been in that location had actually been used in another film as well.
There was, you know, the episode of Men Behaving Badly where Tony has to get glasses
That's a great
and
episode.
he tries
yes.
out contact lenses.
Yes.
That's Staines High Street.
Oh yeah, of course. Staines was not phone jacker, phone shop.
No, that was Sutton.
Oh, of course it was Sutton. Yeah, it was Sutton. You're right. It was Sutton. Yeah. It was Sutton.
But obviously the Ali G movie was entirely in Staines.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's a great little trip. You see him getting wanked off outside the Weatherspoons. Amazing.
Well, it's going to happen.
Typical fucking day in Staines.
Well, it's going to happen outside our
If you
Weatherspoons,
stand
isn't it?
outside the Weatherspoons long enough in Staines, you'll get wanked off.
And McDonald's.
Exactly.
I mean, you won't get McDonald's if you stood outside McDonald's. They don't wank you off and then give you a McDonald's afterwards.
Maccadees.
Oh, mock your fucking days.
Oh.
I saw in the news that apparently, I don't know how true this is, I've heard this before, but as of next week or very soon, the McDonald's breakfast will be extended out.
Mate, that is fact.
Is that fact?
Full blown fact. From like you can get it from like 11 a.m.
Wow.
or up to 11 a.m.
Oh, well, 11 a.m. was all. Oh, so it's only an hour extra.
No. It was used to be 10:30.
So you got half an hour more. Up to 11 a.m. Whoa. They've only extended them to 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Half an hour longer.
Yeah, it used to be 10:30.
Are you kidding?
Well, look,
That's really shit. Why is that
No,
such
it
big
isn't.
news? That's half an hour more.
Yeah.
That's what? I thought it was like all day.
No, mate. It's breakfast.
Half
Not
an
after
hour
that,
more.
where
Why
it's
is this
breakfast,
news?
lunch and dinner, like,
Half an hour more, wasn't it? Half
it
an hour
gives you
more.
an extra half hour.
That's really disappointing. When I worked in Summerfield, every Sunday morning, me and Lee would go for a McDonald's breakfast.
Oh, I used to.
If we were working. Obviously.
Me and Chris used. I was still consider him a friend. We just haven't seen him in the time.
I have been in one of this house here. My friend Tom Yates used to live there. Sorry, continue.
Well, our friend, me and Chris Fordry from Earthtide.
Chris Fordry.
No, it's Chris. I said it properly, and now you just. Oh, it's fine. Chris Fordry from Earthtide. We used to have a friend called Mike, and him and his girlfriend at the time used to live right near Fairfield. And we'd go over and just fucking spend the night there, up in his fucking attic, like smoking and drinking. And then we'd both have to go to work the next day. So we'd always at 10 in the morning wait for Burger King to open, but they didn't do breakfast, so we'd just be in there at 10 in the morning having extra large bacon double cheeseburgers.
Fucking A.
That was fucking brilliant.
Fucking A, man.
At the time they were it must have been the third.
I can say 30s. Third is in from the prequels.
3.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Because there was all these C-3PO masks and R2-D2 and shit, and we were just sat in there wearing them, eating burgers at 10 in the morning.
Fucking A, man.
Good times.
Man, one of the best breakfasts I had was when I was in Zurich, and I'd got really, really drunk the night before. So when I was interrating with Lee and Ben,
Oh yeah.
and I got fucking smacked, really, really drunk the night, out of control drunk.
Yeah.
Poor fucking Lee and Ben, man. I tried to smash up the hotel room.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Lee put the remote back together, but no, I didn't smash it up though.
The remote.
Yeah, I went to the toilet.
You say you smashed up the room?
No, I tried to. I went to the toilet.
But eventually you just smashed up the remote. Where do you want to go? You want to go that way or you want to go left?
Anyway, I don't mind.
That way.
I went to the toilet and they hid my bed. They took all the mattress off and stuff and hid it in the cupboard. Confused me. I was really angry. Anyway, I was really hungover, mega hungover the next day. and we went into town. I couldn't face eating till at least midday, maybe. I was that bad. And we went to this little Burger King that was in a shopping centre. And the shopping centre had a really old clock.
Nice pause there, by the way.
Yes, had a nice clockwork clock on the roof. Yeah. And when it hit the hour, the main turning mechanism, you could see through a glass wall in this Burger King. And we were sat right by it. And I got the bacon double cheese rodeo burger.
Oh yeah.
And it was basically the XL
like
bacon double cheeseburger with what was the rodeo? Mate, barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce. I think hash browns and maybe onion rings as well on top of it.
Nothing says Western or rodeo like hash browns.
It was huge.
I bet it was.
But I ate the whole thing.
In regards to our mentioning on the episode earlier, where we met the Europeans.
Oh yes.
We were talking. One of them was from the Netherlands, and she spoke to us in Dutch.
Yes.
And then Ed just turned around and was just like, "Nah, I don't know none of that." Although we went to Burger King and called it the Whom of the Whooper.
Classic.
He asked her what in Dutch was. He asked her what Booger Kung Whom of the Whooper is in Dutch. She was like, "I don't even understand that in English."
I ate this burger, and I honest to God, I didn't eat for like 2 days afterwards. I'm not even joking.
So what were you, like a camel?
I'm not even joking, man. Flew home. Our actual flight wasn't until like the evening. So I remember before we got on the flight, Lee and Ben actually had like a dinner, and I was like, I can't eat. I'm so full.
Were you just not hungry?
I was just full.
Were you like uncomfortably full, or were you just
No,
like,
I was fine.
No appetite.
I was fine, just no appetite. I was like, it just made, honest to God, I remember flying home the next day, sleeping, waking up the next day, and I was like, I made some toast, couldn't eat it. And it wasn't until the second day that I was like, oh, I'm hungry.
I got to have a Burger King recently.
Well, I've not had a Burger King in ages.
Mate, I missed the one in Kingston, man.
Oh, I thought it was a really tall man over there. It was a weird, it's a fucking chalkboard outside a pub. I thought they were like trousers. And I can see a high-vis jacket hanging behind the window. Can you see it? I thought that was the top half of it.
You know what we need to do now?
Jesus.
Because of these situations. This is where we need to live stream this shit. We need to start live streaming our drunk walk.
I thought that was a really tall man in a high-vis jacket.
I enjoy us recording these because it genuinely gives an insight into like
walking around. Too many cars.
This is literally what it's like when we like
walk.
Well, when Earthside play.
Oh yeah.
And you, me, and Ed will go down.
Yeah.
We'll get a bit drunk beforehand, and then we'll get to the pub. We'll watch Earthside, and then we'll pretty much bail out.
Yeah.
But we always go to Eden, obviously. Yep. And then we're just walking back, and this is exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's this walk. Yeah. I don't think you can take that.
Well,
that's illegal. Yeah. You're like a ruffian there. Were you seriously going to carry it all the way back?
No, mate. Fucking months ago.
Sorry, Joe just tried to take someone's recycling bin.
Months ago, my recycling bin got nicked. Never got it back. So for
Stolen.
6 months, I haven't had a recycling bin.
Wow.
I'm just looking about for people that have got like 3, and I'm going to nick it.
I mean, they're probably flats when you see them.
I don't give a fuck.
Ooh.
You got 3? That's ridiculous. There's a place near Slap Bang.
That sounds like a place. There's a place near Slap Bang.
You know Slap Bang?
You know Slap Bang. Just past Tolworth. Heading down to Slap Bang later.
That's for the next radio play.
I speak Slap Bang.
Speak Slap Bang?
What's up, Slap Bang?
I'm from Slap Bang, man.
I'm from Slap Bang.
I got a Slap Bang to get the Batman grill.
I'm from Slap Bang.
There's a place. There's a house near Surbiton station, and it looks like no one lives there, but all the stuff's outside it. So I'm probably going to take one of their bus.
Right. Okay.
That's right. I'll fucking say it on recorded.
Steal it.
In apparatus.
Apparatus. Right, I'm going to put the mic away now. It's been about a good 10 minutes. We're
that's all we got in us.
And in flight.
The rest of our journey, we're not even home yet.
My hand's getting quite cramped, holding it really tight.
We're not going to talk anymore after this.
Yeah, so thanks for listening, and enjoy a world away.
This has been
featuring
episode 119.
Devour Ballads
Really
anywhere.
not had
Woohoo.
any kind of subject to it.
Oh, I enjoyed it though, man. It went places, man. I had stuff prepped and we didn't follow it. Only a couple of bits.
I was going to say to you, but I feel like it's a bit cliche. We should do a Jeffrey Epstein episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a whole episode. You
We haven't done like a themed episode in a while.
You can say he didn't kill himself pretty quickly. Good night! I have been Greg, didn't kill himself Armstrong.
And I have been Joffrey Epstein Jackson. No. Just Joe Jackson.
Too late, we already heard it. You like to think you're the voice of men. Truth is we all know you really pretend. Too many views, find your own. Picking the meat, left on the bones. Burn down your home to kill the ghosts. Just because they know more than most. The secrets of fathers ready disclosed. The cries of Marthas lost in the post. Did you feel it? The surrender of fate. A place in the cosmos, follow the bait. Your monarchies shake and the mountains quake. The sun's deep right before the oceans break. Darkness waits and the universe waits. Sky jets down, flooding our towns. Beautiful colours, destroy man's ground. You're the last one, survive in the hit and run. Oh well, oh well. Transcending, acting all the zealots, and I could not be remembered. Glow in the embers as I fade in fire. Life goes unhold, never in the know. Just go when the wind blows. Away, I
The All Seeing Guys podcast is part of Podnose, the UK's leading independent entertainment podcasting network. For episode archives of the All Seeing Guys and all of the shows on the network, visit us at www.podnose.com. You can also follow us on Twitter via @podnose or send us an email via admin@podnose.com.